Zoom in. I respect your situation, but it doesn't fit the equation.
Welcome to Platforms Lounge for the Sarcoidosis Fashion Showcase. I'm Rihanna Shields, and I have awesome Susan. I would like to thank her so much for helping me out. She's been amazing.
Hi, Susan Elias here. I'm here behind the scenes at True Love Media event, where I'm showing you my retrospect fashion show of 30 years of my designs. I'm here with a lot of other designers. The platform is wonderful in sunny St. Pete, Florida. Here I am at the venue, and I'm going to take you through the process from the very beginning all the way to the show. In the very beginning, you come in with your rack of clothing. Each individual designer has their own, and they bring it into the actual venue. From there, you check in to meet your models, who you're going to want in your show. You think about the models with your actual garments and what you want to present and what you need.
I'll be good.
Okay, this is going to be it's not going to be easy, but I'll help you with that. Okay? One of the male models?
Yes.
Great.
That's awesome. I love
All right, so there we go. This is part of my crossover line. Let's see what that looks like. Awesome. After that, we talk to the makeup artist, we talk to the hairstylist on the look and attitude that we want.
Yes, girl.
Off the face. Your eyes are great. Love it.
So what are we going to do today
But not a gold like a metal gold.
Okay.
More like a yellow gold. Right. Like that.
Like this one right here?
Right.
This is the one we want?
Yep.
Make sure I get it back. Okay, how well?
Nice.
Yeah, you and two other girls are waiting on it.
Okay, so I teased it up with a lot of volume and then gave it waves.
Waves.
Okay, all right, but like a straight back type tease
Right.
over and then some waves, but it's okay. That's very teased out.
And seriously teased out.
Yeah.
At the very end, we walk them through. I will bring the models and I will actually show them what kind of a walk and attitude I want for them to be presenting my line. You want to pose because the photographers and all the rest will be here. Give them a pose, whatever, and then turn back and then go just straight back. So all I'm doing is just heavy. I wanted to show you the good and the bad. You know, that fashion shows are unpredictable. Things happen. You have a model that you really want, but then another designer needs that model. So you have to improvise. From the fitting to the hair and the makeup, making sure that everybody has their accessories. It's ongoing, and there's a lot that has to be done, a lot that has to be dealt with. There's a lot of components, and I wanted to show you as many of those components as possible today. So how do you deal with a new model, somebody who's never done it before, that has that special look? Most important thing is for her to feel confident. You've got to make that person feel like they can do it and walk them through every little step. I just worked with this new model and I actually showed her how to pivot. She felt a little uncomfortable, but then I'm working with her. So those are the type of things that, you know, come across that you have to be on top of. And then I found another model and her mom's with her. Some of these models are 15 years old, even younger. That's when they start. That's when they're the most promising. And this mother was showing me her new portfolio for her daughter. She's got a great look. This is her first show that she's doing. These pictures are very editorial, meaning it's the area of the magazine that's usually very nondescript. It's not the advertising part of the book. So, great photographer, great model, She's going to be walking for me. So awesome. Exciting. Wonderful. Great look. This is my retrospect show. I'm going to show you 30 years of my work from when I started to now. I have pieces in the very beginning of the show that will show you back then. Then I have pieces that are about 10 years old. And in between that, I put in this line that I've just developed, which is my crossover line for both men and women. Towards the end, I show a little bit of the couture crocheting that I have done, and I finish it off with a look that actually brings you all the way back from the very beginning of my career with the pleated garment. So I hope you enjoy it. So it's still exciting. I mean, this is 30 years, and it's still exciting to see fresh faces, new faces, you know, mixed with veterans like myself. It's fun. It's still a fun atmosphere, but you have to know what you have to do in every step of the way and be on it. In the process, there's a lot of steps, but the final results of the models coming down that runway in your pieces with the hair that you wanted and the makeup that you wanted and the styling that you wanted, there's nothing like it. It still gives me goosebumps. It still makes me excited. But you have to understand the process, but the rewards are still fun. It is a show. What would I do if I wasn't designing? I would be sane. Susan Elias here, and I want to answer one of the questions from a viewer that posted on my Picasso theory video. And it's from Jenny. She's in China, and she's struggling to find help in pattern making as well as drawing. Usually I will, bring a design to life, but I thought I would answer this question for you guys because I thought it was a very good question and a simple one to demonstrate for you. So she's struggling with, these sketches, and I'm going to show you her sketches because they're pretty phenomenal, actually. I printed them out. Here's number one, and the detail is pretty awesome. This one looks like marker, and she's struggling a little bit with the foreshortening, which is a technical term in drawing because one leg is behind the other there. And then she has the third one here, which I think is totally phenomenal. I think this is a hand-painted one, and the lowlights and the highlights that she has on the back is so difficult to do, and I think she did an amazing job. What I see that the real problem is, and one of the main problems, is proportion. Like I've said before, proportion is pretty much everything in fashion design. If you don't understand proportion, you pretty much can't design. And that goes with drawing, that goes with art, that goes with photography, that goes with pretty much anything. And if I want to go on a tangent, proportion also can determine whether you can wear a certain style or not. If you proportion something to that person will then be able to wear a style that you think they can. Just a little side note. But anyways, so what I'm going to do is what I normally do. What I'm seeing with her is that usually when you draw a life drawing, meaning a human body, it's anywhere from 7.5 to 8 heads tall. That means your head length is duplicated that many times all the way down your body. When you're doing a fashion sketch, it can be duplicated, meaning the fashion head will be duplicated anywhere from 9 to 13 heads tall. Actually, my entry sketches to go in school were 13 heads tall, a little elongated. But that's one of the things that you need to have when you're doing a fashion sketch. It makes it more appealing to the audience. So I've taken one of Jenny's designs, and what I want to also mention is an important thing to have is a croquis. I always talk about this in my sketches. I even talked about it in the Picasso theory. Here's my croquis. Just a simple body. I have 2 different ways to show the hand or the arm, but this is my body, so that when I'm doing quick sketches, quick renderings, I already have the proportion already there. I don't have to think about how many heads tall, is the arm the proper length. It's already there for me, and I can quickly draw what I need to draw. So if you have a croquis and you want to do repeated sketches, that's the best way. If you're doing an actual painted drawing or sketch and you want it to be elaborate, you first have to have a croquis which is anything from like something like this or something like this here that I have here. And then once you have that croquis, that's the croquis like that. And then when you want to draw the garment over the croquis. And the best way to do that is to get this thick, transparent material, which is called vellum. You can buy it in a package, you can buy it individually in stores, and it's just a thick, almost transparent paper that you can see through it. So I'm going to take one of these vellum sheets, I'm going to put it on this one sketch that she's given me, and I'm going to show you how to correct the proportion on this one sketch. I'm going to tack it down because I'm actually working on a corkboard, and let's do that closer to me. So we move that, so I'm right here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how that's done now. The first thing you want to do is anchor one foot to the head. So I'm going to take this foot in here, and I'm going to draw a straight line all the way to the top of where her head is. So I'm going to straighten her head, and I'm going to give you one head. That's one head. I'm going to draw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're a little bit over 9 here, heads, which is fine. We're going to use that proportion. That's okay. I'm going to center her head here in the middle of that line. So I'm going to put her face a little bit more centered. I'm going to give her ears and her jawline like that. And then I'm going to put her eyes where the top of the ears are, and then her mouth should be a little bit higher. So the eyes should really be here. You can see that, and then the lips should be around here. Okay, another thing you need to do is know the angle of the shoulder. So the angle of the shoulder is going this way. Sometimes the waist will go the opposite, but it looks like it's going the same way. So we're going to go ahead and give that to her. The one thing I see mostly with this sketch is that the arm length is incorrect, but let me give you the torso first. I'm going to just lightly draw in a torso, just slightly like that. I'm going to lightly draw in part of her hip, and then where the legs would be coming from. This is where the leg would start, and the arm is going to be down here. I'm going to start to draw the neckline. So here's her neck, and then I'm going to give you her collar, which is here. The shoulder has to go from there, and usually the shoulder has to be 3 heads. So I'm going to put one more head that way, another head that way. So this shoulder has to be probably a little bit wider, then this side has to be over here. Her arm should be down here where the waist is, and so then it should finish off a little bit longer, probably around there is where her arm should be. This side, her arm is behind, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not putting the dress in yet, I'm just giving you the body measurement. So here we have the torso, part of her hip, where the leg socket is, and we're going to go ahead and start to do that. This is where her leg is, underneath. And it looks like she's on her toe. This is not a ballerina, so we have to show some sort of a heel. So I'm going to give her a little bit of a heel here, showing that. And I'm going to bring her foot down this way more. So I'm going to put another vellum over this so it'll make more sense to you. But right now I'm just going to give you lightly the leg. That's her knee. That's the right place for it. And looks like she's kind of have her legs cross-side. So let's do that this way. And here, once you have your body croquis sort of in there, what you can do is I put another vellum so it doesn't get so crazy and confusing, and put it over that, like that. And I'm going to see if I can draw it so you can just see what's going on in the actual body. So here we are. We have the head, ears, down. Again, it's not cool. Let's do that. Here, Her ears should be here, her jaw should be there, neckline should be a little bit longer than what she has going on. So I'm going to kind of make it a little bit longer. So there's where her neck should be. This is where her shoulder should be. Here's her armholes. Again, we said the arm would be here. This is her arm. And then if you want to put her holding something, she can through that. We're going to do that details. She has a detail on the garments. I'm going to put that in right there, and another one right there. It's just like a yoke. Here's her collar. I'm going to do the collar like that. And you don't want to put a blouson here, so I'm going to give you a blouson. First, I'm going to give you a waistline. The waistline should be much smaller. I'm going to give her like that much of a waistline. The blouson should come from the waistband on the bottom and then go out. Otherwise, she's just going to look fat if it's up here. I'm going to give you a little bit of gathers going on there. We've got our other arm. You can make little wrinkles where the elbow would be, or where it would be bent there. Because you have such a full skirt, I'm trying to make sense of your full skirt. Depending upon what fabric you have this, it should be able to blouson out. So I'm just going to go out as far as I think it possibly can, giving you full, huge gathers here and there. You've got to have the right length, and it has to be consistent. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some sort of a hemline first, like that. And the hemline has to work in with the gather. So I'm going to give you little gathers. So that has to go in with the gather so they actually make sense. It looks like she has a high-low skirt, so I'm going to give you the bottom of the skirt. The bottom should also be consistent. So I'm going to kind of make that from there. That should also show that there's some folds as well. And now that we can draw her legs in. Here we go. Here we go. And then again, I'm trying to give her more of a heel. And then I'm just doing it rough, and it's not looking very good there. And here's her knee all the way through there, and that should be here as well. And I'm going to try to give her a little bit of a heel going there as well, so she's sort of on the side. We're hiding that. We've got the blouson, we've got the detail. She has some sort of a detail here. I'm really not sure what it is, but I'm going to try to put it in there. I want to see what it is, some kind of piece on the yoke. We can then put the details on her eyes. Let's get her eyes. Let's get her lips. There. And her eyebrows should probably be there, not quite as high as what she has. And then she has her hair back like that in some sort of a bun situation. And the proportion, like I said, wasn't so bad. Just little details like where the gather should be, the shape of the shoulder should be, and that's all you really need to know as far as getting. If you have the proportion of the body correct, then you'll be able to make the arms the right length and make the fullness where it needs to be. So this is my first show of the launching of my show idea, where it's a double format, first behind the scenes and then something either answering a question or bringing a design to life. And I hope you enjoyed it. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, so I'm excited about it. So subscribe, like me, give me comments, because I will answer your questions. Thank you for watching.